Hello there, welcome back to Musical Mates and welcome back to Guitar with me, Mr. King. Way! Right, today what we're going to do is we're going to learn a Spanish chord sequence. We're going to play some Spanish sounding music. There's a Spanish guy. We're going to do that sort of stuff. So, what we need to do first is play an E major chord, okay? Here is an E major chord. Now, what we have is the chord box there, which shows us the guitar this way up. Your first finger should be on the G string. Easter Bunny gets. Remember, the thinnest string is E for Easter. Easter Bunny gets the G string, fret 1, and my finger's there. First finger, index finger, fret 1. And then we have the middle finger. That's very important, really, that the middle finger goes not on the D string, but on the A string. So it's 2 strings away from where we already are. There's a string in between my 2 fingers now. So that middle finger's on the A string, fret 2. And then in between those 2 we have the ring finger, there it is. The ring finger is on the D string. There's the chord in guitar tablature, fret 1 on the G string, Easter Bunny gets. Fret 2 on the D string, fret 2 on the A string. And remember that middle finger has to be on the A string. The A string is the second fattest string. So that's an E major chord. Now what we're going to do is we're going to learn another fancy chord. This chord has a crazy name. F with sharp 11 over E. Okay, we can just call it Spanish chord. So the trick here is to move 1 fret higher. We're going to take our E major chord that we already have. There it is. And we're going to move 1 fret higher. By 1 fret higher I mean up the fretboard to the right, to your right. So here I go. So every single fret has gone up by 1. The fret 1, the first finger, that is now fret 2. The 2 fret 2s, they are now fret 3. So it's the same shape. So the first chord, like the E, has to be with the right fingers in the first place, and then we move it. We slide them all. The trick here is to keep the shape and while moving it, so that the shape doesn't collapse when we move it. We need to keep it rigid, we need to keep our thumb on the back. There's my thumb on the back. So when I move the chord, my thumb moves as well. Everything moves, the wrist, the elbow, the forearm. So it's a movement of the entire pattern. Now then, we're going to have a little talk about rhythm with our 2 chords, right? So there's the E chord, there's the crazy F with the sharp 11 over E, the Spanish chord. And we've got a rhythm down here. So the rhythm goes down, down, up. So I take E and I get a plectrum. Have I got a plectrum? Yes, I have. Here's one. And it goes down towards the ground, and then it goes down and up. So down and then a down, up. Down, down, up. And I'm going to do that 4 times. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. A little bit faster. A little bit faster again. Now I'm going to do the other chord with the same rhythm. So if I just do the rhythm 4 times here, and then 4 times here. I'll do this slowly for you. Down, down, up, down, down, up, remember. Now the movement. Now I'll just do that a bit faster for you. So that is a cool rhythm, that, because when you do it slow it doesn't sound that impressive, but as soon as it gets fast it starts to sound very impressive indeed. So you have to practice it really slow, do it over and over again, and then you can try and do it sort of medium speed, and then you can try and do it fast. You can't try and do it fast first because it'll just get frustrating and it won't work out for you. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to add a 3rd chord in. So we have our original E, we have our other one which is 1 fret higher. You see all the numbers here are 1 higher. But then we have a 3rd chord shape which is actually 2 frets higher than this one. So if I go to my E with sharp 11 over, F with sharp 11 over E, that one. Now I'm going to move the whole thing 2 frets higher. There it is. So fret 2, where your first finger is, should now be fret 4. My first finger's now on fret 4. It went from fret 2 to fret 4. And the other two fingers that were on fret 3, they're now on fret 5, so they've went from 3 to 5. So the shape moves. Remember, when your shape moves, your thumb moves as well. Your wrist, your hand, everything moves. So we've got 3 different shapes now. Well, we've got 3 different chords, but they are all the same shape. There we go. So what we can do now is look at a full sequence. A full Spanish chord sequence. We're going to start with the first one, E, and we're going to do our rhythm 4 times. Then we're going to do that second shape that we learned, that second chord that we learned, where we move up by 1 fret, and we do the rhythm here 4 times. And now we go back to the E, the normal E, so our hand is moving down a fret. Now we're going to move to that one which is actually on the 5th fret. So actually at this point we have to move our finger up, our chord shape up by 3 frets. We go 1, 2, 3. That is how we get from this E to this special E minor 7. This interesting chord shape, which is on frets 4 and 5, actually is called E minor 7, which is quite an interesting sort of coincidence. And then from that point we're going to move to this chord, so we have to move 2 frets lower. And the interesting bit here is we have a times 3. So let me just play this section here. 4 times on that chord, 3 times on that chord. And that was 3 times. Dun da da dun da da dun da da. Now we have a special ending, which is all 3 chords in reverse order. We have the highest one, then down to that one, and then down to E. So that is where, if we're talking about where your first finger is, it goes 4, 2, 1. The 4th fret, the 2nd fret, and the 1st fret. And if you know your E shape, then it'll be easy to make the rest of the chord follow along. So let me just play this whole pattern for you now. Here we go. Now I'm just going to do that whole thing one more time for you, a little bit faster. And of course you can do these in any order. You could change that around and make it perhaps E first, then that one, then go up, then back to that one, and end. So there's a lot of variations we can do. It doesn't really matter. It all sounds lovely in Spanish or Mexican, whatever you want. So just remember that this lesson has been all about moving this shape. And we can move that to those 3 positions. We can't actually put it there. We can't put it on the 3rd and 4th fret because that's a bit too strange sounding for this particular song. So that's the rhythm we've been learning as well, the down, down, up. So that'll do for today's lesson on the Spanish chord sequence. Thanks very much for listening, and thank you for listening to the Musical Mates YouTube channel. Bye bye!